Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna tackle a very important matter for me, a very important part of the makeup, which are the eyebrows and the lashes. Part of the makeup that actually make it framed and look better. So the first thing is to know your eyebrows. So this is a technique to know where your eyebrows should be or how they should be. So take a brush, a pencil, whatever you have, put it on the outer part of your nostril. Lift it up until the beginning of the eye and lift it up all the way up until the brow. There you should mark the start of your eyebrow, and if it's not there and it left some part, add some with product, and if it is too much, then you need to plug it. So bring this to the central of the iris and it'll show you the arch, and if you bring this to the end of the eye, the bottom part, it will mark the end of the eyebrow. Like you see on me, it left so many space there, so I need to add that with product. So now that we know where the shapes we're gonna be needing to create, first of all, we need to go through again so you see exactly what I mean. The beginning, the arch, and the end of the eyebrow. This is just something basic, just to make you figure it out how your eyebrow should look. Brush all your hairs of the eyebrow to the same direction to see if you have any spaces of hairs and where you need to add some product. And talking about product, we're gonna go through some different product we can find. Eyeshadow and wax, and different color of the wax. We have also a wax-based pencil, these retractile pencils. A hard base pencil, just a regular pencil, and the last is going to be a mascara for the eyebrows with color or just clear. So now that we know exactly the shape we're going to be doing, so I'm going to be taking on the first eye, I'm going to be using just eyeshadow and regular pencil to see the difference. So I'm going to be mixing a few different shades of eyeshadow to create the shade that I want to my eyebrow to be, and then I'm gonna be starting adding a line on the base of the eyebrow just to make sure where the shape I want to go for. Use the pencil to know where it should end and elongate this if you need to, and if it's too long you may be needing to plug some hairs. So this is the base shape. Now I'm gonna be filling the rest of the eyebrow, making sure I don't leave any gaps. Eyeshadow is a good way to create your eyebrows, but it doesn't give too much like very graphic structure, so sometimes it needs something else to finish up the eyebrows. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the regular pencil in some of the areas like in the base, and also to add the arch that is missing on my eyebrow, and it's something harder to make that shape look more realistic. But sometimes these two products and normally look a little bit artificial, so it's good to brush them off once you're done to make sure you blend the product and make look a more natural eyebrows. So brush them off. You can brush them while you're doing the eyebrows, but don't forget to brush it at the end. And because these two products, they don't have any product to fix, I'm gonna be adding a mascara, and this time with color, but you can add it also clear. This will give a different texture. It will look much more natural, the eyebrow. You can also add just a wax, clear wax for this effect. It will also give that effect of different texture on the eyebrow that sometimes it loses when you use just one product. And to give a little more sharper and graphic effect, you can add a little bit of concealer underneath of the eyebrows, just underneath of this base we created. This sometimes can look a little bit too much or too artificial, but just a tiny bit and really blend out, it could look really nice and give that luminosity to the eye. Try it out and see if you like it. This is all about to try new things and new techniques. And for the other eye, I'm gonna go more for the wax based product. I can use, or you can use the retractile pencil, but I'm gonna go for a wax. Here I'm mixing a eyeshadow with a clear wax, but now you have pomade and gels and all the type of textures. They have color in them already. So I'm gonna go exactly with the same way. I'm gonna start creating the base of the eyebrows just to make sure I know where they're gonna go, how shape is gonna be, how long, and then I'm gonna feather it out from beneath to up, just moving upwards to make sure I fill the entire eyebrow. And with this product, it has more kind of a stability and hardened texture, so it's easier to create the shape I want. It's easy to create the arch, but of course it gives a little more hard effect, a more rough effect, so make sure you brush it off also. And because we don't need anything to fix, because normally the wax, all these wax pencils or the pomade, they have already a fixing effect. We don't need to add anything else, but you can add anything that you want. I'm gonna go ahead and do exactly the same underneath of the eyebrow. Apply the concealer to make sure I have a bit more graphic and a bit more defined line underneath of the eyebrow. And that's it. These are two different ways to create your eyebrows. Just make sure you know the shape of the eyebrow and use different techniques, different products to make sure you find the right one for you. Now let's go for the lashes. The lash curler is something that may scare you, but it helps you really much to your mascara to hold in place and have a nice curl. If you have a very curly eyelashes, you can skip this, but if you have a very stiff looking down eyelashes, this may help you very much. I normally like to curl twice, first on the very base of the lashes and then go halfway to the middle of the lashes and curl again. This will depend on the length of your lashes, and once you're happy you can curl a couple of times. I'm gonna give you a tip of how to look a little more bigger and luminous lashes. I'm gonna mix two mascara formulas. This will help you very much to get, oh yeah, don't poke yourself with the mascara please. So mixing two mascara will give you a very nice looking effect. You mix two different effects of mascara. Normally I apply the mascara from the very roots of the mascara in a zigzag motion all the way up to the end of the lashes. And before it's completely dry, I'm gonna move and apply the second mascara. Some people just let the first mascara to dry and then apply the second one, but I don't like that. I like to really mix both of the formulas. For that, I need to apply when they are still wet. And my trick is go back to the first, so apply the first, then the second, and then back to the first. So I add 3 coats and that will give a very big effect. Normally go for mixing of formulas, one in length and one in volume. It will help you, or give you the most. And then before it dries, I'm gonna brush them with a comb Lash. This will get rid of all the lumps and all the kind of clumsiness of the lashes, which I don't like. I like a big long volume and lashes, but I don't like the clumps, so I always brush it and brush it before they are dry, so you can take them off without really hurting your lashes or plugging any lashes or nothing like that. We don't like that. And if you are like me, you get mascara all over your lid, whatever you do, whatever the technique you use, let it get dry and then brush them off, and it will come off completely without ruining anything. And that's it. These are my tips and tricks to get the perfect makeup for your eyes, eyebrows and eyelashes. Make sure you try different techniques and different shapes and products until you find whatever you feel fits the best to your face and your eyes and your looks. And here you have the previous tutorial of makeup. Don't miss it. Subscribe to my channel. Here's the social media. Follow me, text me, send me pictures, whatever you want. See you next one. Bye!